Hello, everyone. For this next segment, I'm excited to be joined by Chris Neiderman, SVP Worldwide Alliances and Channels here at Snowflake. Chris, it's such a pleasure to have you in the studio for the first time. And it's also excellent to be joined by another Ryan Thomas, a worldwide industry leader at AWS. Ryan, excited to have you join this conversation, coming from a large organization like AWS and specifically across a breadth of industries. I'm sure the audience is excited to hear about all your experience with data and AI strategy.
Really excited to be here. Thank you so much for the invite, Ryan.
Looking forward to kicking things off. Ryan, given your experience and insights across industries globally, what does simplicity look like in the real world?
It's a great question, one that we get all the time. And whether you're looking at better fraud detection in financial services, better clinical trials in biopharma, or any of these industries. Let me tell you about one of my favorite use cases that we've just really grown in the last couple of years, peaches. As we come to the end of summer.
I love it.
I didn't expect that.
And as peach season comes to an end, it's top of mind for me. And here's the thing. We've known for years, we've been working with our agriculture partners and customers on how to do geospatial modeling for peach farms. We know exactly what color the peach needs to be to harvest it in order to make it, appealing on the shelf. We also know how much water to give it in order to make it as tasty of a peach as possible. But here's what we didn't know until about 18 months ago. We actually made this observation with one of our partners, which was if you pick a peach, it takes about 5 times the amount of water to regenerate the next peach, okay? Because you're actually damaging the tree. And here's what we didn't know. We didn't know that if you pick that peach right as the sun's going down, it takes a lot less water, like 1.5 times the amount of water to regenerate the peach, which is a huge reduction. Cost reduction for our customers, faster peach production for their customers and the time to market. But you also have a really cool sustainability story because now it takes a lot less water to grow these peaches and a really great supply chain story. Now, here's why I tell you that, right? Because that's the kind of stuff that's happening across all of our industries, right? Better supply chain, better sustainability, better customer experience for their customers. That's what we're looking for. And as we simplify these processes, as we augment the intelligence that our farmers have, right? The experience and the expertise that they have, we're really making a nice use case for our customers.
Very well said, Ryan, and I love that real-world example around AI-powered peach harvesting. Chris, let's now break that down. What role can technology play as customers look to accelerate business outcomes with data and AI, and what examples come to mind with this in action?
From a technology perspective, customers want a couple things from us. They're telling us right now, make AI simple, simplify it for us, make it easy, and figure out how we do it fast. And so I hear a lot, which workloads first and how fast can we go? So my response to the customers are whatever you choose, whatever solutions, whatever offerings you choose, make sure that they have 3 components. The first is make sure that whatever you choose includes all your data formats. Really important. So whether they're structured, unstructured, multimodal, in your peach example, what's in there? You've got video files, images, and probably a whole bunch of
Tons of metadata on colors.
Tons of metadata. So super important that that's included there. Another great example, you ever heard of a company called Jet2? Jet2 is the largest tour operator in Europe.
Wow.
You may ask, what does this have to do with AI, right? So if you think about what they do, they field thousands of calls in their contact center. They have thousands, they're analyzing thousands of call transcripts with LLMs trying to understand customer sentiment. Why did they call? What did they want when they called? Did we answer their question? How do we improve the caller experience, the customer experience? It's all about the customer experience. How do we improve their experience? And so I just think that that's a phenomenal example. So that's number one. Number two, may not be a surprise, security and governance. You're gonna go, security and governance, come on, I knew that. Well, I'd tell you what, after decade plus, 2 decades of looking and building at solutions, security and compliance and governance, yes, it's there, but it tends to be an afterthought. It's like, oh yeah, we'll get to that. Oh wait, let's add it at the end. Best practice. I tell customers, make sure you incorporate it at the beginning of the design, the beginning of the build, the beginning of the deployment, just make sure it's in there and not a bolt-on later. And the third one, no great surprise given my role, partners, the connected community, the ecosystem. Very rarely are solutions and offerings a single partner, a single off-the-shelf solution. They include multiple partners constantly, and that's really what's important. You and I have had a lot of talks about tri-party and multi-party. And a good example of this would be with Booking.com. And AWS and Snowflake came together to help them scale their data platform across the entire organization, breaking down those silos to have more actionable insights faster. Super cool. And that's just one of, it's just a couple of examples.
Great to hear the broader power of the collective ecosystem. And Chris, I love the examples you just referenced. Are these specifically AWS and Snowflake outcomes as a whole?
We would be failing our customers if they were strictly AWS and Snowflake. We love AWS and Snowflake, but we have a concept of, we thought it was really tri-party, right? You might have heard of the concept tri-party. Us, and AWS, and the customer. All right, there's 3 parties in there. Fantastic. We'll go develop the solution. But in the Booking.com example, it's a great one. It's not tri-party. There's a 4th party in there. There's a technology partner called Immuta. And if you don't know what Immuta does, the customer, Booking.com team leveraged Immuta's Snowflake and Amazon S3 integrations to enforce, in a more consistent basis, the access controls and de-risk the data across both security platforms. Okay, something that makes it a more complete, holistic solution that the customer needs. And that's just one example of a technology partner that could fit into that scenario. That's a quad party. It could be 5-way or 6-way or 10-way. Super important that it's not just one of us. And I think you mentioned it before. You can't go it alone.
Great perspective and insights there, Chris. And I want to take this one step further. How can the connected ecosystem effectively enable data and AI at scale, specifically with customers who are hyper-focused on AI for business impact?
I haven't talked about consulting partners yet. You want to talk about another extension or connection within this community, this ecosystem that's super critical. Think about all those components we just discussed and what they can provide. The global SIs, the local, national SIs, they bring it all together. They'll bring it all together to help a customer. You think about what customers ultimately want. They want their own differentiated approach. So most of these are not off-the-shelf products. If they're off the shelf, then anybody could use them and it's no differentiation. Customers are like partners, and like us, we want to all differentiate. So when you take these components, maybe it provides 80% of the solution. Then it takes an SI or a GSI to say, hey, how do you want to differentiate? Let's add your secret sauce. Let's tailor it for you. Let's help you drive something more and make you more competitive in your own marketplace. That's super important. The other component of this is just, you think about the skills. I think one that we did a study years ago, it was like, we were sorely understaffed in the world for the skills needed to deliver cloud. We caught up to that. We trained certified partners and other resources. We trained certified our customers. Now look at AI. Do you think we have nearly enough resources in the world to deliver the needs of all of our customers and understand AI? It's kind of a ridiculous question. No. So what do? Well, we've seen this show before. Our partners are the first ones to scale up trained, certified resources. If our customers need resources and they're scaling up their resources, I say go to a partner. And there's a lot of partners out there really good at this. And they've learned and they understand the use cases industry by industry. That takes me to industry. Industry expertise, whether you're GSIs, SIs, technology partners, ISVs, is so critical. And so the other reason that the connected environment, the connected partners are so important to our customers, because they have that industry expertise. Ryan, you're an expert in industry. You know this better than anybody. And think about Blue Yonder and how they factor into supply chain and logistics and retail and manufacturing. Or John Snow, you know really well for healthcare. Chat about John Snow for a second.
I mean, John Snow and other of our consulting partners are doing a great job between all of us. And the best thing that they bring to the table is harvesting the industry expertise that our customers have, right? We were just talking about a great use case with medical imaging. Snowflake, not a medical imaging company. AWS, not a medical imaging company. But you know who is? One of our customers, AstraZeneca. And combined with some of our mutual consulting partners and actually some of the tech partners that they brought to the table with the AI data platform that Snowflake brought to the table, they actually run a fully AI medical imaging platform at their clinics now.
So that's the build side, right? But customers expect us to deliver solutions to help it make it, where's the easy button? So we're working with partners in the connected environment to deliver solutions for AstraZeneca and Jet2 and Booking.com. And we have a fabulous mechanism or a fabulous offering in our Snowflake marketplace. Because you think about what a marketplace does. It's a source for our partners to get the components that customers want them to put together into an offering. Then they can put the offering together and put it back on the marketplace for other customers to consume. And it's just easy. And this is the way in the direction I think we're all going. So you got the build side and you got to go to the market side. And all of it is for the benefit of our mutual customers and making sure that they achieve their desired outcomes.
Very well said. And now I want to pivot slightly and examine the people pillar in your collective personal experiences working with AI as business leaders in the enterprise. It all starts with a shifting mindset towards a data culture inside the business where teams should be working alongside AI and not against it. Ultimately, removing that fear that some have that AI is going to take their job. Ryan, from your seat, what are some of the challenges that come alongside trying to create a data-driven culture inside the organization, especially within non-technical teams? And where do leaders potentially, say, stumble? And what role does governance play in all of this?
It's a great question. I mean, the change management aspect of all of this is very hard, right? And it's been that way for decades. Of anytime there's a new technology advance, how do we get our workforce up to speed? The idea of being AI literate is a must, and it's really about accelerating the knowledge that we have and augmenting our staff. One area we've seen a lot of adoption is in prime brokerages, in our capital markets customers. The use case that I always like to make fun of a little bit is, when Chris puts his $1 billion position on BMW, and then he wants to hedge the German auto market, which we've all done.
Oh, right, sure. Just yesterday.
That use case and that knowledge used to be, you picked up your phone, you called your prime broker and said, hey, how can I do this? What are the instruments? What are the securities? What are the financial instruments that I need to spread my money across in order to hedge the German auto market? In today's world, AI is really augmenting those brokers and helping them develop schemes and develop plans in a matter of minutes and selling that back to their customers. Like you said earlier, it really improves the customer experience and it really changes the game and democratizes a lot of the data. But the answer to your question, Ryan, is guardrails. It's about harvesting our customers and leveraging the partners. Your Jon Snow example is a great one. Understanding the industry use case, understanding the desired outcomes and what guardrails you need to put in place really has helped our customers gain confidence and deal with these transitions. One of the things I love about Snowflake, all of our compliance, all of our security, all of the regulatory requirements are kind of built into what you do in the AI platform, and it removes that burden from our highly regulated customers in healthcare, financial services, and energy, and so on.
Wonderful to hear, Ryan. And now to you, Chris, having spent a long tenure at AWS and recently joining Snowflake, I'd love your thoughts around that question as well, since so much of your role involves building meaningful relationships with partners and customers. What role do you see data and AI playing in those uniquely human experiences? And what guidance would you give to those watching? And while still early days here at Snowflake, what advice are you giving to your teams on how they should be thinking about working with AI?
And I hear a lot about, our jobs are going to go away, or this job's going to go away. And I don't think so. I mean, some jobs maybe, but in the ultimate, you look back at history and new tools, automation occurs and it evolves. Jobs are evolving and we can do things more efficiently, more effectively. Roles will evolve and become bigger, more focused maybe, but ultimately we should accelerate the time it takes to deliver the customer outcomes that they expect and they want from us. And so my answer to my team or anybody else, my son and daughter who are in college now worrying about their jobs when they come out, it's like, learn the tools, learn where it's going, think different, think bigger about what you can do with these tools. It's not the first time we've seen new tools, new ways of automation come to market, and the world evolves. So I think that there's a great opportunity for people to actually embrace this and maybe change their career and maybe look at their roles differently and provide value in ways and grow their career, get promoted. Just by the mere fact that AI is new, it's different, but it's just another pivot point, another crucible moment that we've seen for decades.
I love that. Think differently. Chris, and great collective insights around the people pillar, gentlemen. Now let's get back to customer exploration. Ryan, given AWS's diverse customer base across many different industries, you get to witness firsthand customers accomplishing a lot of impactful things with AI. What are some of the standout examples of organizations driving business value with data and AI? And what use cases are they looking to solve for? And how are you measuring this success?
A lot of questions in there, so I'll try and get to
It was a lot, but
a lot of what we're doing together is enabling our partners to go out and build this on behalf of our customers. I look at what Siemens is doing with automotive driver assist systems. They've already got a combined solution in front of 14 customers and 14 automakers. And how many are there in the world? And and they're allowing them to customize this and tailor this to their needs and really go at this in a different way and bring. Actually, you mentioned consulting partners. We're working with one of our Korean automakers customers. They brought their own consulting partner, very different than who we're working with in Germany and in Detroit. And we're seeing a lot of different diversity on the same data platforms. It's wonderful. Another great space is ambient listening, right? When I go to my doctor, we can do, the doctor is now in many cases seeing real-time recommendations based on the conversation, using AI, literally recording the audio, spinning it up in the cloud and making recommendations based on those kinds of things. How are we measuring success? We're always working backwards from the customer, always working backwards from their customer. Are their customers getting a better experience? Are their customers happy with the evolution and the new way of doing business? Are their employees growing? I mean, you mentioned the augmentation. The customers that have really leaned into AI literacy have seen really big benefits to this, and their employers are really happy with the benefits.
Before we wrap, let's look towards what's next. As you both look out on the future, what big challenges do you think that AI has the potential to solve across industries and why? Chris, why don't you lead us out?
Oh boy, you're hitting now on one of my favorite topics of culture. You mentioned the word.
We've covered a lot.
You've mentioned the word big, right? And I've said think big, think different, innovate. I think look into the future. I really think that I'm challenging my team. I've challenged my past teams. I'm challenging our partners and our customers. Think different, think bigger. Just when you think you're thinking big enough, think even bigger. And one of the fascinating things when you start diving into culture, and you get two great partners like this, AWS and Snowflake, we have a lot in common. Not only do we focus on the customer, AWS is customer obsessed. We have a value that's customer first. AWS has a principle, you may not know this, AWS, you've got ownership. We have something called own it, right? We have think big, you have think big. We share that, identical. We will do ourselves, and most importantly, our customers a service if we think bigger on their behalf and include them as part of that multi-party team. We haven't even begun to see what I believe is coming. And I can tell you, I'm crazy excited about this, which is why I took this job, because it's an opportunity to build and innovate and collaborate with amazing partners to actually deliver amazing solutions for our customers that we haven't even thought of yet.
Chris, great insights. And Ryan, from your seat.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about the positive things, right? Democratization of data, access to experts, a lot of the things that are really going to make lives better for our customers and their customers. The other side of that is responsible AI, right? We've seen a lot from our advertising and marketing partners and customers where they have to play a little bit of defense, right? You can imagine a world where AI is generating a lot of fake advertising, a lot of negative ads, and our customers are going to want to do some real-time authentication and verification that this is or is not a real ad or real content that's being out there. So AI, if you're going to have thousands or millions of ads out there, you can imagine somebody creating a meme that goes really fast. The only way to do that is through AI and analyzing these things and actually doing a much better job through brand protection and just managing your brand. And all of this goes into, we've talked a lot about this, responsible AI. It's going to be more and more important the bigger and bigger this gets.
Well, gentlemen, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. Thank you so much for joining me here this afternoon.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.